what's up you guys? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another episode on the Flavor of Soul channel. So today I'm going to show you how to remove the injector out of a Infiniti Q45. This one's actually from a 94 through 96 VH45 engine. But these injectors are pretty much the same as the Nissan 300ZX Z32 from what is it, from I think probably either 94 through 99. So don't quote me on that, look it up, do your research. But I had some difficulty removing these, but I figured out how to do it. I removed one of these, but I messed up the little pinto cap and I kind of scratched up the bottom nozzle right there. So it's probably still good. Oh, and the top part was really just mangled, but it's probably still a good injector. But I'll put it off to the side. I just don't trust it just because of the condition. But I have a ton of them. I've been gutting these injectors because my Q45 has a fuel injector problem right now, and I'm in the process of replacing it. So this is going to be a separate vid on just removing the injectors out of the rail. So of course you have to pull the rail off if you're going to do it this way. These I picked up at the junkyard. You can also do this process on the car as well, but it's a little tight and you're going to have to figure out how to maneuver and get a little crafty inside the engine compartment. But if you have it here, you just throw it on a vise, which I have right here on a vise. So, and now we are on the workbench. So what you want to do first is take some liquid range or some penetrating oil and just let it soak in a little bit around the rim of the injector. And then and take some pliers, and you're going to grip, like carefully grip on the outside or the top piece, and then just break the seal. So this seal is broken. And also, if you want to know your ohming, if your injector is good or not, you're going to want to ohm them. So these ohm, the good ones ohm between 10 and 14 ohms. So you take your multimeter and you just ohm it, and this one's 11.9. So I'll even show you guys right here quick, so you guys get a little look-see. Oh man, yeah, I was trying all types of ways, but I finally figured out how to pull these out. And this is really for my reference as well, not just for you guys, but I want to remember how to do this just for future purposes. But I pulled about 4 of them out on this rail. Oh, this one's ohming good now. I don't know, it seemed like I had to turn it off and on, so I recalibrate it to 11.6. That's the one in the actual rail. This one is on this one's good. This one's good. I'm gonna pull this one out. So what you're gonna want to do is get some small screwdrivers or thin bladed flatheads, and you want ones that fit directly in these holes on the side. I'll show you real quick. So here, see those holes? You want a screwdriver that fits right in there. So and all you do is line the injector up, and you're going to want to take these screwdrivers. Jeez, I might have to bring this up higher. I think I can do this one from this side. Okay, I'll probably do it like this. You're going to want to pry up and it should come up. Keep note that when you're prying up the fuel injector from the fuel rail, you want to take your time. It may take a while. The O-rings that are connected to the fuel injector, they're dry in there, and they're basically stuck in the cylinder, keeping the injector down. Also, don't use a sharp edge screwdriver like that one on the top right, because that'll damage a few of your injectors like it did with me. Later on, I used 2 of the same small flatheads like the one on the lower left. And also, wear safety glasses. Jeez. But there you go. And that's how you remove an injector without totally damaging it from a fuel rail off a G50, Infiniti G50, AKA Z Q45, 94 through 96, or a there's cars that use these Infiniti J30s, Nissan 300ZXs from I guess 93 up to 99. So now I'm removing the O-rings from the replacement injector, and you want to use a pick, but you want to be very careful because you will stab your hands with that sharp end of the pick. Always replace your O-rings with either OEM O-rings straight from the manufacturer of your vehicle, or find some O-rings in kits. You can find them anywhere at any auto parts store. You could even find them at Harbor Freight. But always try to use the exact same size O-ring from the previous original O-ring that you removed. Due to age, these O-rings they crack and they start getting hard, so replacing them is a must. I did this for all 8 of my injectors in my Q45, and I also lubricate them with dielectric grease. It's a silicone based grease used for O-rings or any electrical applications, but the best thing to do is use OEM O-rings for your injectors. Also, sourcing the lower O-ring for this was difficult, but I was still able to find one. In these scenes, I take off the lower O-ring and I re-grease it, and I put it back on. But that's not what happened. I spent like 2 days searching different auto parts store to find that lower O-ring, and I found a kit made by Dorman, and they had an O-ring there for the lower part of the injector that I was satisfied with, and in the end it worked, and I haven't had any issues. When installing your fuel injector into the fuel rail, you don't want to use too much force when you're pushing it in. If you lubricated your O-rings enough, it should just slide in with little force. Also, clean out the injector cylinder for where the fuel injector sits in the rail. Make sure that's clean before you actually install the injector. Then throw your cap on and tighten it down with the screws, but make sure you don't strip those screws, because it is easy to do. After I install my injector to the fuel rail, I usually re-ohm them before I connect them to the fuel injector harness. It's just confirmation for me that I know that I have installed a good injector into the rail, because taking these or accessing the injectors on a car like the Q45, 300ZX, or the J30, it's a real pain. And it takes about like an hour, maybe more, just to get to the injectors, depending on the tools you have. But I will have video a video for removing the plenum on a Q45. Thank you guys for watching this video. Thank you to all my current subscribers. Subscribe to this channel if you are new. Like and share this video if you enjoyed it. Follow me on all my social media. Also visit anotherretrothing.com for all your vintage needs. This is the Flavor for the Soul channel. I'm Mike. I'm out. Peace.